Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News. The City of Attleboro Municipal elections will be held on November 7th. There have been some changes that voters will need to be aware of this election cycle. To learn more, we spoke with Attleboro Election Commissioner Mike Murphy.
The only citywide contest in the November 7th election is choosing 5 city councilors at large, and there are 7 candidates for those 5 seats. So there are no other contested offices in wards 4 and 5. However, in wards 1, 3, and 6, there are contests, one each on the school committee. And in Ward 2, there is a contest for the city council seat. Despite all the campaigning, history tells us that the turnout will probably be relatively low, especially with no contest for mayor. For example, in the special election we had earlier this year, when there was a contest for mayor, we had a 17% turnout. So we would not expect much more than that, even though this is the regular city election. The big news this year is there are 2 new polling places. Ward 2 has moved from Murray Universalist Church over to Studley Elementary School. And that's really important because it's much closer. It's right on the edge of Ward 2, between Ward 2 and Ward 3. So that should be a lot more convenient for Ward 2 voters. Additionally, Ward 3 has moved from the Willett School to the Marketplace at Attleboro High School. And again, that should be more convenient, especially for parking for people in Ward 3. Now, every voter in the city received a postcard in September indicating their polling place. So everyone should know where their polling place is. The other polling places, Coelho for Ward 1, La Salette for Wards 4 and 5, and the Elks Lodge on South Main Street for Ward 6 are unchanged. So the 2 new polling places are Ward 2, Studley School, and Ward 3, the Marketplace at Attleboro High School. Ballots can be mailed in, but there's no early in-person voting. So you have 2 ways to vote. One is to show up on Election Day, November 7th, which is 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., or to request a mail-in ballot and to have that ballot returned by 8 p.m. on Election Day. And that can be returned by mail or at City Hall. It cannot be returned at a polling location. And it must be received by 8 p.m. on Election Day. This is different from the state election where you have to have it postmarked by 8 p.m. It must be returned by 8 p.m. on Election Day. So far, we've had about 800 people request a mail-in ballot. About 300 have been returned. We will continue to accept requests for mail-in ballots through October 31st. After that, anybody who does not want to go to the polling place would have to come to City Hall later that week after October 31st and fill out their mail-in ballot application there. Mail-in ballots can be requested by going to the City of Attleboro election department site. They're also available at City Hall, and many people filled out requests for mail-in ballots earlier this year and checked off for all elections this year. So people who did that have already received their ballots, and again, close to 300 have already been returned. And again, the last day to register to vote is Saturday, October 28th. Again, that is not a big issue anymore because most people automatically register to vote when they purchase a car or at other times through a lot of the automated state systems. But for anybody who does want to come in to register to vote, the 5 o'clock on Saturday, October 28th is the deadline for that. And just a last reminder, Election Day is November 7th. Polls are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.